absolute number one question I get asked by people looking to move up the property ladder is the classic chicken or the egg scenario. Courtney, do I buy my dream home first and pray my current place sells? Or do I sell my current place first and then risk being homeless if I can't find a new one in time? It's stressful, I get it. Nobody wants to carry 2 mortgages and nobody wants to live in their parents' basement with a cat and 3 kids while they hunt for a home. Although it's probably better if you can live rent-free with your parents than, rent an Airbnb for weeks, months, however long it takes. But I'm just saying. In real estate, we have a specific tool for this exact problem. It's called the subject to sale clause in an offer. Today, we are going to break down exactly how it works, the hidden 48-hour clause that scares everyone, and whether this strategy is actually a good idea for you in our current market. If we haven't met yet, I'm Courtney Rufh, your Fraser Valley and South Delta agent. Let's dive in. What is a subject to sale offer? Okay, I'm going to keep it simple. A subject to sale offer is a condition you add to your purchase contract. It essentially says, "Dear seller, I promise to buy your house for X amount of dollars, but only if I can successfully sell my current house by blank date." Think of it as an escape hatch. If you try your hardest, but your current home just doesn't sell, the deal collapses, you haven't paid your deposit or anything like that, you don't buy the new house. And most importantly, you aren't stuck with 2 mortgages. Sounds amazing for the buyer, right? It's low risk. But if you are the seller receiving this offer, it's not exactly rainbows and butterflies. You're basically being tied down by a buyer who might not even be able to close the deal. So to make this fair, we almost always see this clause paired with something called a time clause, or also known as a bump clause. Now, this is the part that confuses people, so listen closely. The time clause, often called a 72-hour or 48-hour clause, is the seller's protection and is often added into the clause if it isn't already. Here is how it plays out in real life. I write an offer for you on a beautiful home in Langley, BC. It is subject to the sale of your condo. The seller accepts the offer. Yay! You have an accepted offer. However, the seller is allowed to continue marketing their home to other people. They will very likely continue holding open houses and having showings. Let's say 2 weeks later, a buyer comes along. They offer cash, no subjects, a clean offer. The seller then calls us and says, "Hey, Courtney, we have a better offer. We are triggering the time clause." Now, in real life, they'll actually have to submit a document to me that is time-stamped and everything, starting the time clause. So at that moment, the clock starts. You usually have 24, 48, or 72 hours, whatever we agree to in the contract, to make a tough decision. Option A, you remove all of your subjects immediately. You commit to buying their house right now, regardless of whether your condo sells. This is risky. You might own 2 homes. You also don't know how much you're actually going to sell your home for, so you may fall short and not even have enough money after it's all said and done. Very risky. Option B, you step aside. You collapse the deal and the seller sells to the new buyer. That is the trade-off. You get first dibs on the house, but you don't have it locked down 100% until your own home is sold. Now you might be thinking, Courtney, why would a seller ever accept my subject to sale offer if they can just wait for a cleaner one? Great question. In a hot market, they probably won't, but in a balanced market or a buyer's market like we are in today, and for what feels like the last 2 years of my life, subject to sale offers happen all the time. But here's how we make your offer irresistible. Well, more enticing to a seller. I don't know if a subject to sale could ever be irresistible, but hear me out. Strategy number 1, be listed first. Do not, I repeat, do not make an offer if your current home isn't even on MLS yet. Sellers need to see that you are serious. We need to have professional photos done, professional measurements and floor plan done, and the sign ready to go up or in the ground the second your offer is accepted. Strategy number 2, the sweetener price. If you are asking the seller to wait for you, you might need to pay a little closer to their asking price, or better yet, full price. You are technically buying their patience. Strategy number 3, a higher deposit. Show them the money. A larger deposit shows that you are financially strong and committed to selling your place fast. And you wouldn't technically submit your deposit till after all of your conditions are fulfilled, but at least it shows that you are more serious. Strategy number 4, this also ties in with strategy number 1, being on the market, or at least being ready to hit the market right away. Be priced correctly. Don't try for a higher price than market value of what's been selling just to test things out. This could really hurt your ability to sell quickly. Time isn't exactly on your side when you have already put in an offer on another home. So don't be greedy, be realistic. There are times when I will tell you straight up, don't even try it. Don't bother. And that's number 1, multiple offers. If a house has 3 other offers and yours is the only one with a subject to sale clause, you will lose. 99% of the time, it's just too much baggage for the seller compared to a clean deal, no matter how much more you think you are offering compared to the other offers. They would rather know it's sold in 3 to 5 days versus taking your offer for $20,000 or $30,000 more and not knowing if it's going to sell. Number 2, the foreclosure. Banks typically do not deal with subject to sale offers. They want clean, fast sales. I'm pretty sure they expect you to actually show up to court with a deposit in hand already. So that one's off the table. Number 3, your home is unsellable. Be honest with yourself. If your current home is overpriced, in bad condition, or in a tough location, a seller will see that. They will know your home won't sell in time and they won't tie up their property with you. You better believe the listing agent will be asking what your address is so they can look it up and determine whether or not they believe your home is going to sell quickly. And for my sellers out there watching this, should you accept one of these? Well, if your home has been sitting on the market for a few weeks and it's quiet, absolutely yes. It's better to have a subject to sale buyer on the hook than no buyer at all. Why? Because once your home is marked as pending or accepted offer, subject to sale, it actually creates urgency. Other buyers may see it and think, oh no, I might lose out on this. And they rush in to try and bump the first buyer. It can actually spark the bidding war you wanted. Not always, and these are all great case scenarios, but it's interesting. People tend to want what they can't have. So if they see someone else is trying to purchase it, it might entice the next buyer. Subject to sale offers are complex and they require a lot of moving parts to align perfectly so you don't end up homeless or double mortgaged. You really need an agent who knows how to structure the dates creatively. For example, one of my favorite strategies is to word the contract so that the seller cannot trigger that time clause until after your standard subjects and conditions have been met. And these are things like financing or an inspection, reviewing strata documents, things like that. That gives you a guaranteed safety window. I usually try to push for about 2 weeks of your standard subjects. It allows you to focus on selling your place without looking over your shoulder. It gives you a fighting chance to actually make the sale happen. If you're thinking of making the move, whether you're in the Fraser Valley or South Delta, and you're trying to figure out the puzzle of buying and selling at the same time, shoot me a message. I'd love to strategize with you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're looking for more real estate, real talk. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.